Are we on?
Yes.
All right, so I'm Beta from Heartbreakers Crew, Street Masters, and Kids, all that beautiful stuff in Miami. And I'm here with
Aruna from Rotterdam, Heartbreakers Crew, Hip Hop House, Rotterdam.
So I'm gonna do a quick little interview. She's very special to me and the community and this culture in general. And I really think it's important that we all know who she is just a little bit. But before that, I wanted to wish her a happy birthday. I'm not going to say the age. It's her birthday today, so I appreciate you. 46. Goals. So I appreciate you on your birthday to do this. So everyone wish her a blessed born day. But first question. So we all went through COVID. I'm seeing a lot of hip-hop schools and a lot of programs, geared towards the education and history, and I think it's awesome. And why I brought Aruna is because she's been doing this a long time ago before, and I want to know, what inspired her to do that, and how has it been working, and after COVID, any differences, or what didn't work, or, I'll let her go from there, but she started Hip Hop House, and I do want to know, I don't know if you're affiliated, but this thing, it's called Street Science, which I was so intrigued by because she started it. This was the whole science aspect was from back then too. Even though it is trendy now and it's a beautiful trend, I'm all about that's a good trend to have. I want to hear from her, from overseas, what inspired her and how it's been and all that good stuff.
So that's a lot of questions.
I know. Or Hip Hop House.
So Hip Hop House. So we started Hip Hop House. Me, Lloyd, Benny. We were like dancers dancing together. And why we started it, because we were actually also looking for a space where we could get together, but also share what we wanted to share within a context that we could, let's say, direct.
Yeah.
We would always be a guest at dance schools, at other people's spaces, and what we needed for us to bring, let's say, some kind of coherence in the things that we did and the things that we were teaching was to have our own space.
Yeah.
And that we could control what you would smell, what you would taste, what you would hear, and what you would pay, who was going to invite you at the door. All these things are really important. So that's why we decided to find a way to open up a space. So that was 20 years ago. We celebrated our 20th anniversary this year.
So congratulations, 20 years. That's crazy. That's insane.
Crazy. Yeah.
That's half my life. Good to know. 20 years. I've been there once. It's still the same location?
Nope.
No. I assume it expanded.
Did you once?
It was a dad.
Yes.
We went.
Collective 7.
Yes. I don't know what year that was, but that was quite some time ago. But I remember it being very fresh, and I remember the gear. I love the themes with you're using the frames from classic songs, artists, from mostly 90s and 80s era from what I saw in that time. But I loved it. It was as even though it seemed cliche, it was appropriate, and it was necessary, and it's still necessary, and it's still relevant. But it still seems foreign here, even though it's from here. So that's why it's intriguing. And then the next question was, you said you just celebrated 20 years. Since COVID passed, has anything changed with that? Has there any been changes as far as, are you able to continue?
Well,
or challenges?
For us, change was always the center of what we were doing, because we always had to adapt to new situations. Whether it was we needed new space, we had no more money, a lot of things kept happening always. So there was one constant, and that is to adapt. Yeah. But as you grow, it's harder to adapt. When you're small, you're agile, you can go left, right. But we've been growing, and we noticed that now that all the situation is changed. COVID changed everything.
It has changed everything.
So our goals and plans and the direction that they're going, a lot of that doesn't make sense because there's a new normal now. So we have to address that. So something that's really tangible that has changed for us is that we have started to address mental health way more than before. And also spirituality. We see that a lot of the people that are in our community are looking for that, or are initiating that, or are like dealing with that. So this is the core of our business, is also that we don't only top-down program stuff, but we collectively create things. So it's a two-way street. Sometimes we will think of something and then bring it to our people, but most of the time we do it together.
Yeah.
So that's how we stay connected to what our communities need.
So it's based off your scene and your community where you're from, and it's inspired from that, from the needs of what the cultures around you. Because you travel a lot. You travel to the US a lot. So my question, when I mentioned earlier about what inspired you to do that, was it because of where you traveled everywhere that inspired you, or because you would go back home and say, you know what, I need this for where I live? I'm just curious.
Yeah, all of that. Like, for instance, what you asked me about Street Science, this festival.
Yeah.
It's like we started that in 2007, and I think it was too early.
It was ahead of its time.
Yeah, it was too early.
Agree.
People didn't get it.
Yes.
And what the festival was trying to do then is what Hip Hop House is doing now.
Yeah.
So what we were trying to do then is bring breaking within a context of culture.
Yeah.
So people could really feel like, why do I break? Not how do I break, but why.
The why.
And the why is now central in our programming.
Yeah.
Not something that is maybe addressed on the side,
Yeah.
but it's central. So the whole context and the understanding of our culture was part of that festival, but not everybody could relate, or people were like, oh, that's dope, but when does the battle start? So it was for us also a way to warm up to that.
Yeah. I mean, we all had to try, right? We all are learning still with these ideas, but that always stuck to me.
Yeah. And that event
and I understood it.
Yeah.
But at first I thought I didn't, from the lack of reaction when I was there. I'm like, well, maybe I don't get it.
Yeah.
But no, I did get it, and it's great. It was genius. I just hope that, I think today that it could, maybe the intention of how you wanted it to, how do you say, the message for the people to get from that event, I think they will get it now.
Yeah.
Which then was, the event was huge though. There was a lot of people.
Yeah.
Which I don't see a lot now. So that could be another COVID thing. But
definitely
that's a whole
COVID changed that too. But Street Science was really started because I took this from that event and that from that event, and because I felt like you had battles, then you had a conference, and then you had more like a concert.
Yeah.
But what if you could bring it together?
That was
and
so
also,
common.
like, I learned a lot, for example, from Big OB in terms of hospitality and how they would run an event, and that was a women-run event versus a lot of breaking events where were more male-run events.
Right.
So I would try to see how we can have different structures.
Yeah.
And different type of programming. And one of the things that I talk a lot about with Tyrone of IBE, he's our neighbor in our office, so we see each other a lot, we work together, is that if we really want to make a change in our communities, we have to invite the right leaders and make sure that these community leaders can cater to their communities.
Yeah.
And there needs to be more women involved. So we have collectively started also a program for female leadership.
Yeah.
To see how we can have more female leaders in our community.
Awesome.
To change these parameters.
Yeah. Balance. Balance is the key, but it's hard to attain, apparently, in what we do. Mm-hmm. But you don't know till you try, right? But I do, so speaking of Tyrone, for IBE, you are going to celebrate the 20 years?
Yes.
And this is when?
It's August. It's mid-August.
Mid-August.
The second weekend of August. And IBE is celebrating their 20th anniversary.
Nice.
Yes.
2020.
Exactly. And then Hurricane and Just for Rockers, they also celebrate an anniversary. So I guess after COVID, we have a lot of celebrating to do.
And who is Hurricane? Because we need to educate. Hurricane is she's from France, also my inspirations, one of the best. She's second generation, right?
She don't need an explanation, right?
But she needs an introduction because a lot of people don't know who she is.
Wow, okay.
Unfortunately.
So, do the research.
But
yes.
I agree,
yes.
Hurricane, there's only one Hurricane, but man, when you see, she is true to her name. I think she's one person that her name defines her, and I'm stoked that she's still part of IBE, and I hope I get to go. So where can I get the information for all that for the 20 years?
I think through us, Hip Hop House, our Instagram, and I'm sure Tyrone will let the people know what's going to happen as well through IBE. So
And that was it. I just thank you. It's your birthday. I love you. It's my friend.
Thank you.
She's awesome.
Inviting me.
Of course. She came to Miami. I just bring everyone to Miami. That's the way to go. And we're gonna wrap it up because I don't want to take the rest of her celebration today. If you guys want any more information, it's usabraikin.org or Hip Hop House. Love, peace. Thanks for tuning in. Out.